Well, hello. It is Travel Tip Tuesday, and I just wanted to come in today, and I'm going to be talking to you about one of my very favoriteest oils. And this is kind of unusual because on travel tips, you think, okay, so what do we need for traveling? Well, I'm here in my comfy clothes because we need to be comfortable. I have my water with me, so I have a little drink of water. But the oil I'm going to talk about today is frankincense. Frankincense. Why would you take frankincense on a trip? Here's why. Frankincense, oops, that was leaking. Frankincense is an amazing oil. And I'm going to be talking to you from a book called Victorious Mother. This is my good friend Carrie Liebet, and she has written this wonderful book, and it is called Victorious Mother. Now, she talks about, I'm not going to give you a whole lot, but she talks about frankincense. She doesn't necessarily talk about it for traveling, but let me ask you a question. Have any of you been in a car with crazy kids when the kids are just frantic? I remember at one point when I was driving from, my parents lived in Michigan. I was a very young mom, and so I wanted to go visit them, but I had a baby, and I had three children. I had a 3-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and a newborn. And so I took them, but one of them cried the entire trip. I wish at that point I would have had some frankincense, or maybe peace and calming, or Tranquil, because I would have had that on my children. Why frankincense? Frankincense gives us hope. You know, frankincense, Carrie has taught me one of the things that is great about frankincense is we have this little saying. It's called, don't freak out, frank out. So if tensions get high, get that frank out. You know, even as an adult, sometimes our emotions get high. Get that frank out. Don't forget, get your frank out. It will soon become one of your very favorite oils. And she has a story. She talks about how important frankincense is in her life with her son, Ezekiel. And Ezekiel, I'm not going to give you a lot of the information. If you want this book, this is a phenomenal book. Just go and purchase it because it's too much to tell you. But frankincense actually activates a portion of the brain, and that calms you down. So frankincense, I've talked to you about frankincense, using it for worship, for during times of devotions. So it helps me to focus in on my devotional. Well, they found that it actually activates a part of your brain that's used in worship, and that's why very often in many churches you have frankincense being burned on the altar, because it helps you during devotional type periods. It helps you during worship. You know, they used it during the time in the Old Testament. It was given to Jesus. They used it inside of the temple, part of the temple processes. Frankincense was used, and they burned it because that was it would be a cleansing, getting your mind ready. I use it in the morning for my devotion because it helps me to think clearly. But in the car with screaming children, what I would do is I would either put it on my hands and I would rub it right here. I would maybe put it here and I'd go like this, rub it on their nose. It's not going to hurt them. It's very good for them. And you will be shocked at how quickly the atmosphere changes. The atmosphere changes just because of frankincense. I actually used it one time at school. I had a student who was autistic, and he was having a difficult time. Things had not gone well for him at school. In our class, we were doing a computer coding class. And if you're any familiar with computer coding, if you don't put in exactly the right code, it doesn't work. Well, he had one part that was incorrect, And so he's ready to just destroy the computer, which is kind of common with an autistic child, because it's something they can't help, but it's in their makeup, that they have that destructive aspect. And so I had seen a little bit of his. I knew he was special, and so I worked with him on several different times. Well, I had frankincense in my pocket, and I thought, okay, I'm always a tester, and so I grabbed my frankincense, and I opened it up, and I said, hey, can you smell this right now? He goes, I said, look, can you just smell my fingers right now? And he goes, no, I don't want to. I said, yeah, come on, just smell my fingers. And so I put a good amount on my fingers. I moved it around so that the molecules were in the air. I said, now, smell that. And I said, now, take a really big whiff. And he did. And his attitude immediately changed. I was shocked. I'm going, oh my gosh, it really works. It really works. And so when you have screaming kids in your car, take your frankincense. Always take your frankincense. You will be so glad you did. Because frankincense's ability to calm the spirit is just amazing. And so that's why we want to use that frankincense. Sacred frankincense actually works a little bit above that. And I just received that for my February order, so I can't wait to try it. So that's my Tuesday travel tip of the day. I hope you've enjoyed it. From Healthy Living with Oily Blessings. Have a great evening. And when you're traveling, make sure you take your frankincense. Frankincense has many, many other qualities, but it's a perfect one to take to travel. Have a great day. Bye.